Good late evening on this beautiful, increasingly dark night in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area. This is Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, where you come to get a one-of-a-kind, probability-based, company-made trading alert. And like I told you before, my classes are full. Had a lot of outreach to my channel after I called the Litecoin collapse. The Dogecoin legendary. I'm the undisputed Dogecoin champion of the world, and untested. No, there's no jabronis around to even test this guy. This Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. But this is a special video. We had our first three people actually, and this is the first video I'm making that donated to the channel. This gentleman donated, I believe, $10 to the channel for an in-depth 3 to 5 minute video on ADA to take a look at the price. Let's go look at his name right here. A shout out. I love all of you beautiful subscribers that you come and trust me that I won't shice or try to heist you and fleece you on hype. I give you what I see in the chart, and that's Curtis Massey. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. An XRP Sniper and True Love. These are my three guys that I'm making videos for tonight. And Curtis Massey, you're first. XRP Sniper, you're next. And True Love Honey, you're after that. I appreciate, and it is an emotional that you guys trust me that much for educational and entertainment. Targzian Trading Alert, entertainment only. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only observing and giving you education on what to look for when trying to look at technical analysis so you can be properly informed. And because of all three of those beautiful subscribers support, it gives me the time, because I have a normal job, to go more in depth than just doing my run-of-the-mill show, right? So I can give you what a buy area, a sell area. If it's a bullish right now, is it bearish, right? Obviously, everything looks bearish, but nobody was willing to admit that before today. So quickly looking at this coin, the first thing that I always do from a TA perspective is zoom to the farthest out time frame that you can get, right? And that would be the monthly. And this coin is relatively new. A lot of people use the exponential moving average or the ribbon, the EMA ribbon. It just clutters my chart up, so I only use the 50 and the 200, and that gives me enough of a base above and below what's going on, so I have a proper, information without cluttering my chart. So the first thing I noticed here on ADA is when it came out at a bad time. It was at the peak of the pump, and it crashed. And this yellow down sloping line right here, that's your overhead long-term resistance. See that? And when it finally broke that long-term resist, every time it came up, it got rejected. But when it finally hit, and then see, here's a key technique. Take your notepads down, Massey, XRP Sniper. Take a notepad down right here. Anytime you see this is the first thing that I would have noticed if I was covering this coin, but it's a critical thing that I notice with the data probability-based wise. The system that I use, it's a company made. I feed in minute-by-minute data, but this helps me to predict downstream and upstream. So after a big pump, let me get that off. Let me make our little favorite and company YouTube famous line tool bigger. See this right here after the pump, right? And then you crashed. See your low, and then you pumped, and you got rejected up here by the overhead resistance. Then you crashed sideways and down. See that? Sideways and down, and you got down volume. That's very bullish. If you were looking at the month by month chart back then, Massey, XRP Sniper, and True Love. You see that, how you got that double bottom? That's very, very important. And when you zoom in closer, I'm going to make this very clear for you. When you zoom in closer, anytime you see this is a dead giveaway. This is the chart telling you, and an experienced trader in Wall Street and the hedge funds, they look for this. So you got the crash, bottom, pump, right? Got that? On the crash, you had pumping volume, which is normal. Then it came down. Then you pumped the volume up, which is bullish. Pumping volume, pumping price. Remember the T-shirt I'm going to make? Bullish. Now, after that, you see where my blue dotted line is? Right at the pump, right at the peak of the volume. Then the volume crashes down, and the price trades sideways and down along that resistance, very bullish. Often at time the sellers are being exhausted as you form a rounding bottom, and the bulls or the buyers are taking control of the market, and the price is going to go up. That's exactly what happened there. If you go back and look at the gold videos that I made, that's exactly what happened in gold. That tipped my hat. It looked exactly like that after a 10-month consolidation, that double bottom. And you got to look at the volume, right? Here would have been a bearish scenario. Let's change the color so you can see this. If it did everything the same, and let's make it bigger. If it did everything the same here and here and here, and that was all the same, but the consolidation coming off of this looked like this. You see that? You see the difference? It looked like that instead of what it did look like. That would have been very bearish, right? If it looked like that, that's very bearish, and that would have been a sign that the buyers were running out and the sellers were taking over the market, and up and sideways consolidation after you had the pump with the pump and then the pump. You see what I'm saying? That's how you find that. Always look for that. That's why I always start from a far out time frame so you can see where the pattern was coming from to get to where it is at, so you can try to get a better probability based decision on where it's going. Now, if you look over here, you can already sort of see after the pump, we're forming some kind of wedge. And what do we know about most wedges? Most wedges are bearish because they tend to break down. They tend to be reversal patterns. So if we start scrolling along here, and then you look at the top, you always look at real quick on the outside. So we got that. We're clear. We see how we bottomed, and then what gave it away, that if you were in here and then we're following me, I would have said we're going on a pump right now based on the double bottom, the volume, the consolidation, the down and sideways consolidation after a pump, right? Then you can see, obviously, that's overhead support, major overhead, resistance, major overhead resistance, right? So if you were following me during here and it was breaking out and continued to break out, I would have said this is your logical first target. And you might be saying, well, how do I know where it's going now? So that's where we're going to get in. That's where we're going to take this video home for Curtis. Here's what you got to look for. And here's, let's move in. And then you work your way in, because the more you work your way in, so the daily time frame has more data points because there's more days than there are months and weeks, right? So you start to get more data points. And now the first thing you look at is what happened to the structure of this as it broke the down pattern and formed into this wedge right here, right? Let's see what the volume looks like as it's pumping. That's very key now as we're looking at this, because we already know wedges are usually bearish reversal patterns, right? So you got from right here, pumping volume, all the way to here, very bullish, right? Very, very bullish. You see that? No, not. I want that. You see that? You got the pumping volume down there that coincides with the pumping price, and the peaking volume coincides with the peaking price, because price, write this down too in your notebooks, price precedes volume, or volume follows price, right? Or volume precedes price, price follows volume. The price is going to do what the volume does. If the volume pumps and buys and buy volume, the price is going to pump. So that's all bullish. Now, like we just went over down there, which was a bearish consolidation that gave us a telegraph to us the price was going to go up. Now after the pump, we have a down. Let's change the color so you can see that. A down, we're crashing in volume. And now after we crash in volume, we have an up and sideways consolidation. What did we just say there? Very bearish. Often a sign the sellers are taking over the market, right? And the buyers are losing control of the market, and the price is going to come down. If this would have looked like that, I would have said that's very bullish. So that's a bearish. It started off as a bullish, but now it's looking very bearish up here. So ADA, I don't know if you're in this coin right now. If you are in the coin, did you FOMO in on bad information at the top? Because if you did, as I wrap up this video, and I appreciate you, Massey, the supporting the channel, this in-depth TA from breaking down from the beginning of the coin, how we were fighting support down, how we confirmed where the bottom would have been on that double bottom with the volume, and now the pump, and where we're at now, was all made possible by that lovely, beautiful subscribers donation to my PayPal or Cash App. And if you my classes are full through next week, I'm very sorry, but due to work, I just don't have the time. If you want an in-depth technical analysis like this on a coin, this is the best way to do it. You can email me, or you can just, like these guys did, comment below, and then I will comment back to you and ask you what coin it is, and I will make the 5-minute time and give you an in-depth probability, one-of-a-kind, industry exclusive to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing that gives you the confidence, knowledge, and education to make the best possible decision for yourself. And that's the same probability-based system that I used to call the Doge collapse, when everyone was FOMOing in and hustling you and hustling and shysting you, like Jim Harbaugh 21 out of 22 times, the Ohio State University. But I used that same philosophy, same principles into my company that I built from the ground up, and I knew it was coming down, and I never budged. And that's the same probability-based trading alert, probability-based trading alert charts. So you can, like this, so you're going to know where to go. So sorry, I had to just do that quick promo. So if you're in this coin, and I don't know if you are, if you bought it anywhere up here, you're fucked, right? Unless you're a long-term holder, you're not fucked, and just buy when it comes back down here. Hint, hint, this is your target. So with this out and sideways consolidation, often, but not always, that's a sign the price is going to break down, right? And you can see it broke down initially. Now, if we zoom in for more data points, you can see what's going on here. You got the 50-day moving average in green, or in blue, and the 200, or shit. Let me zoom out. 4 hours, probably good. Come on, Sprint, or T-Mobile now, even worse fucking company. So what I'm seeing here, let's get that off of here because we don't need to see this. It's junk. Get this off. What the fuck? All right, excuse my language. So what I'm seeing here now, after what we just looked at out there, right, is you got problems because the volume's crashing. And every time there's volume that comes in, it's sell volume. Wow, this coin's so spread out. So you bounced off the green is 100-day. I have the 100-day on here. Usually you guys know I have the 200-day. This coin's not old enough to give me the 200-day moving average this far out. So sorry, I have to use the 100, but it still gives me enough data. But in the daily time frame, the 200 would have been right here. That's why I like to use the 200. Because the 100 just kind of like a temporary stopping ground. So what I'm seeing here is the pattern and it seems to be exhausted. And what I would look locally in this coin is, let me zoom in. You bought back up. You had good buyers down there at the 200-day moving average. Let's zoom in more. I need to get that wick off so I can see what's going on. Sorry, my phone's slow. Shitty hopes. Now, here's what I would look for. If you're in this coin right now, here's what I can tell you. The volume's picking up. You would think that's bullish, but it's all sell volumes. It's very bearish, right? Is you're going to start dancing on here, and as soon as you break that key uptrending long-term support, you're going to dance on that old support, underneath support from the old high back in 17, and as soon as you break that, you have a long way down in this coin. I don't know where you're at. I'm not telling you to sell it. I don't know your financial situation, if you need the money now, if you can afford to hold on to it, but I think in this coin, in my honest opinion, you're coming down to retest down here, just like the other coins that have broken down out of this pattern to the downside. I think ADA, this is your price target. I'll put a nice colorful box. I think you're coming down here. I'll show you a temporary support zone, right, that you could get a bounce off of. We'll take our little very seldomly used rectangle triangle. So right here in this skinny little box, right, right here, you're going to have some support, right? And I got to zoom out because I'm going to drag this back. And you say, well, why would you have support there? Because this is why we go out to the far out time frame, right? So see this? You had some support back then, right here. See that? See that support? You had some good support there back when you pumped initially. So it would lead me to believe, you can see the rising wedge even in the monthly. You see that? I'll draw it out for you real quick. You can see another wedge forming there. But we don't. So you see that support. You go all the way back to 2017, and that prior support and resistance will play as support and resistance now. It doesn't matter that it took 5 years to get back here. It's going to act the same way. So now that you see that, you can see where all of our critical support and resistance is. Now, if we go lower, here's your ultimate, where if you're not in this coin and you're just watching this extensive technical analysis, thanks to Massey, this generous donation, this would be your second best buy zone if it held the support when I go over that. And then I'm going to have to wrap this coin up because I got class to teach tonight and I got 2 other videos to get out for my beautiful subscribers that are supporting the channel, because I put a lot of hard work, not only for this one-of-a-kind, probability-based, best on YouTube technical analysis, price predicting. I also do the entertainment for you guys, right? You guys come here for the Riley. Remember the Riley Martin, the Ghost of Riley Martin show is this Saturday night, and he's got a lot of explaining to do if he wants to sell his Targzician Trading Alert coffee mugs. So this would be another key area that I would watch for. I'm going to change the color on here, up there, to right here. No, we got other things that are that color, orange. So what's going to happen, I think, in the next few days to weeks in this coin, I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not telling you to sell it. You know what I mean? I'm just showing you what the chart's showing me in on a probability-based educational way. And I just showed you how I got there, right? So I think, let's go to the daily so it looks better because we have more data. See that? Watch that big wick when we get more data. See that? Now we have multiple wicks. I think what you're going to do, and notice how the old support, when it came down, notice how I didn't fucking put that line there because I just put it there. That line's there because we went way back to 2017 and showed you support, and that was right at 95 cents, and it touched it beautifully, right? So I think what you're going to do now, because the price is up here, you're going to dance up here around the 57-cent level, then you're going to break that. Then you're going to dance to 136, and you're going to come up and get rejected off the overhead 200 or the overhead 50. Then you're going to get rejected, and then you're going to start trading down to $1. And then your first big support is back here to try to triple bottom, 1 bottom, 2 bottom, right? To try to triple bottom. Let me get that off. Right? So you start trading, get rejected, come up, get rejected, then you come down and try to bottom, then you come up. And by then, the overhead 200 is going to be there. We're going to make it the same color as the overhead 200. You see that? Is going to be right about there. The time, I'm in the daily time frame, so this is all going to happen quicker or longer. I'm just drawing it out so you can get it, you can see it. Then it's going to get rejected on the 200, and then it's going to come down, and then it's going to trade back up, right? And the 200 is going to be over here now. Hold on. I fucked up. I didn't go back to my color. So the 200 is going to do something like this. Get our little drawing tool back out. 200 is going to trade down, right? It's going to keep coming down with the price. And that's going to act as huge overhead resistance. And then here, then we're going to, pull out the pointer tool. Then we're going to hit the overhead 200 and get rejected, trade down. Then there'll be buyers here at the 76-cent level because that's a critical underneath support. Then we're going to come back up to the 200 and get rejected. And then we're going to come back down to our ultimate target. I think we're trading down here, right? You see that? I got one more way I can make this clear instead of drawing. We'll go back to my basics. And then I'm going to let you go, and I appreciate your your paid in-depth technical analysis education video. Let's pull out my... I haven't used it that much. I used it on Bitcoin a lot when I was demonstrating long-term patterns. Where's this shit at? There we go. Fuck, it's been so long. Predicted measurements, that's it. No. There you go. So here's kind of what's going to happen. You're somewhere right here, and you're going to dance on here, right? You're going to come down. And then you're going to dance in here. And then you're going to come down. And then you're going to come up. And then you're going to come down. Right? You're going to do something like that right off the bat, I believe. And then we'll finish it for you. Right? You see that? It's not that complicated. I'm not sure where you're at in the coin. But I believe this price is coming down. My probability-based charting is telling me that this price is coming down. Then you're going to do something like this. Come back up to overhead resistance and the overhead 200. Get rejected. And then try to come back up, but get rejected. And then you end up at the ultimate target. This is what I think's going on. There you go. I think you're going down there along that uptrending, long-term, multi-year since 2017, uptrending support. We'll make that a different color so you can see it. See that? I think that's where you're going. If you're in this coin, that's my analysis. I think you're going to keep trading down and sideways until you hit this uptrending support. Right down here is where I think you're going, similar to ZIL, similar to Dogecoin, and similar to all the other coins that we called. Thanks again for your donation to the channel so I can give you an in-depth, hopefully educational and helpful insight on what to do and where this coin looks to me to be going. Peace and love. Peace and love.